So let's start, guys. So, this is how to speak English confidently without getting stuck mid sentence, without cramming grammar rules and translations, and only by practicing less than 30 minutes a day. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Sania Sharma, and I'm the founder of Fluent Factory, the organization which basically helps English learners speak confidently using the fearless fluency formula. This is the formula we use in our coaching. We have a community, Fluent Mindsets, and it follows only one mantra, that is do it anyway. Do it anyway. And we'll talk about it later in a detailed manner. We are confident English speakers. I'm not saying we are perfectly fluent English speakers. I'm saying we are confident English speakers. And in this document, I'm going to tell you how you can become one using the fearless fluency formula. And this formula is used by each and every person on this entire planet to speak their native language. Yes, as a baby, as a toddler, they used this specific formula to learn their native language. But let's explore more about it so that you can relate it to your English speaking better. Let me tell you that this exact formula was used by Vandana Kumari and it has transformed her life. She's a dedicated educator and a mother. And she once felt like the most underconfident person in the room due to her communication skills. And what happened after completing the program, after going through the fearless fluency formula, she's not just excelling in English, she's winning the best teacher award for 2 years in a row. That's how wonderfully it has worked for her. Next, let's talk about Kirti Thakur. For her, how it worked, basically, she was a brilliant student. She's hardworking and a dedicated person. But she felt underconfident due to her communication skills in her career, in her life. She wasn't able to make, better friendships or achieve her career goals. But now she speaks on any stage wherever she has to without much preparation or cramming, and she can go impromptu with confidence. That's how it has worked for her. Next, I'm proud to mention Nitika, who followed the same exact formula and then founded her own IELTS coaching institute after implementing this. And she's a reality check for those people, those who are still waiting for the right time in their life to start something. Because the truth is, the right time is when you decide to begin. That's the right time. Don't wait for it to happen for you. Next, oh, she's one of my favorites, Neha Bhuri. So she's a Hindi teacher, and earlier she had a passion that she wanted to speak English. Whole of her life, she was not given the platform where she can learn to speak English or where she can communicate with English anywhere. She had her all subjects in Hindi only or Punjabi only. And after using this fluency formula, fearless fluency formula, in just 1 month, she gathered the courage to deliver a speech in English on stage. This is how miraculous that fluency formula is. And now she's comfortable making mistakes and learning from them. I'm not saying that she has become such a fluent person in 1 month, because that's not even possible for someone who's just starting out from the scratch. But I would say that she's doing much better than those people, those who have been learning to speak English for 2, 3 years and are trapped in the grammar rules. I would say that. And I think she's comfortable with making a lot of mistakes and learning from them. And for me, that's what true progress is like. Other than that, there are so many participants from different streams, different backgrounds, those who are enrolling in this program, in using this exact formula and transforming their mindsets, eliminating their fear of making mistakes in English, and they are embracing English learning from a brand new perspective. That's what is happening for them. And let me tell you from my heart that I used this exact formula to transform myself from an underconfident, shy person who could barely speak one sentence in English into a super confident, fluent English speaker. I'm someone who can now walk on any stage, walk into any room, and speak with ease and confidence. I can do that. I promise you. Most importantly, now I'm guiding thousands of people to become fluent English speakers because I want to share the methods which actually brings this confidence in you to speak English with ease without thinking about it naturally. You can see that this is where I've got this amazing opportunities to talk about my experience, my guidance, and give my expertise on English communication skills in these elite institutions. And yes, I'm still using this formula. I believe that life is all about learning every day. So I'm using this formula to improve my communication skills. Still, I'm doing that. And I'm going to use this exact formula to speak on the TEDx stage one day. I promise you that. And most likely, it's going to happen very soon. And this document is going to show you the steps that you can use or take to speak English confidently anywhere, anytime, with anyone you want to. And it starts with the big mindset shift that you must take to start speaking. You got to do that. This is really important. But before we make that big mindset shift, first, let's make sure that this document is a right fit for you. Because I really don't want to waste your and my time and efforts on something that isn't your cup of tea. Okay. That is not right for you. So if you can check that out right now, that if this document is right for you or not. Let's verify that. And these are the kind of people that should not be using this fearless fluency formula. So this formula won't work for people who, number one, want shortcuts or instant fluency without efforts. Please, if you want magical solutions that work overnight, don't watch this video, don't go for this document. And if you believe that grammar rules and cramming are the only way to learn, I'm so sorry to say that this is not the right document for you. You can switch to some other video. Go do that. If you are not willing to step out of your comfort zone, if you want to stay in your cozy comfort zone, go stay there and please don't watch this video. If you have a fear of making mistakes so much that you never practice speaking at all, you don't even speak to anyone in English actively, then please don't watch this video. And if you expect that fluency will come to you without mindset shifts or real conversations, so this video is not for you. This document is not a fit for you. Go check out some other videos, learn some grammar rules, waste your time. Who is the fearless fluency formula perfect for? So this formula is the right fit for those kind of people who are ready to break their limiting beliefs and build unshakable confidence. Okay, those who are ready to do that. Those who want to think directly in English instead of translating in their heads. Please check out this whole video. It's going to change your life if you want to think directly in English. If you are committed to daily practice, goal setting, and self reflection, if you are this kind of person who can do the daily practice just for 10 minutes even, I'm not saying hours and hours of practice, 5 to 10 minutes, if you can sort that out daily, you are the right person for this video. If you want to speak English naturally without memorizing any grammar rules, if you don't want to even think about the grammar rules, has, have, had, would, could, if you don't want to think about that, this video is the right fit for you. And if you are willing to apply what you learn in real conversations, whatever you are learning, you got to apply that in active communication, in real conversation with real people. If you're ready to do that, this video is perfect for you. So now that we know if this video is a right fit for you or not, and if this video is the right fit for you, please make sure you watch the whole video till the end. I'm telling you right now, because it has amazing free resources as well as other valuable resources that can totally change your life by making you a better communicator. So please watch this video till the end. So if you're here, if you're coping up with me, if you're bearing with me till now, so I suppose you are ready to take that first step. And this is the right moment that I should introduce myself properly to you. You should know a bit more about me so that you can relate to the experience I had with English learning and can decide if I'm the person you should believe or take guidance from regarding English speaking. So my name is Sania Sharma, and I'm founder of Fluent Factory. I've also founded a community of confident mothers, which we call English Sundays. And I'm on a mission to create a world where Indian professionals, housewives, college students, and educators, especially in rural and suburban areas, they are confident, they are self reliant, and empowered to speak English. Okay, this is my mission. This is very close to my heart. This is why I'm doing this. And this, because if they will be able to speak English confidently, it is going to help them grasp the most of the opportunities they should be doing and live life on their own terms and become the strong role models for their kids, for their children, for the students, breaking the cycle of dependency and underconfidence. We should know that the kind of areas we live in, look, just taking all those underestimating values from them and absorbing it in their life. So that's what I really don't want. And I've worked formally as an IELTS coach. I have worked at integrated resources, and there I hired for US companies. Since 2016, I have been working as a price principal in a secondary school. So in 2023, I founded my own coaching platform, which is my baby, my purpose. Also, I work as a keynote speaker, inspiring thousands by delivering guest lectures on communication skills in elite institutions. I founded English Sundays, a community of confident mothers in rural area, which provides free sessions to women to become confident version of themselves. This is so personal to me because I believe confident mothers raise confident children. That's what I truly believe in. Let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I was a nerd. I was a kind of nerd in my school days who wouldn't even change out of her school uniform before finishing her homework first. The kind of nerd who would reach school before the janitor arrived. The people, those who clean classrooms and grounds. So before they arrived in the school, I was there on my bicycle. So obviously, I was good at every subject. That's the kind of nerd I was. And yes, I scored 9900 in English as well. And my teachers, my parents, they used to think that, okay, she is brilliant at English speaking because she scored 99 in English. That's what they thought. But was I? Now that I look back, I wasn't good at English speaking. I was good at English subject, but when it came to speaking, I was terrible. I was good at writing. Yes, I was good at reading English and a little bit good at listening as well because nobody spoke in English with us during our school days. Not even our English teachers. No, they didn't do that. So I sucked at speaking. Literally, I sucked at that. I was, the idea of speaking English, it just, my whole body, my soul shivered at that idea. And speaking publicly or speaking on the stage, oh boy, I couldn't do that ever. So it was natural, it was natural why I wasn't able to speak English, why it was supposed to happen to me. Because how could I be good at something or brilliant at something which I have never done in my life? The situation was unfamiliar to me. I've never done it before, I've never spoken English in my life. So, how could I be brilliant at that? Yes, I was good at cramming. I was a big hit at cramming. That's how I scored 9900 in English. You could say that. So then my college days arrived, and there as well, I never spoke in English because none of the class teachers or classmates did. So why bother, But I did start watching English shows by then when I was in college. I got my own laptop. So I started watching English shows and I started with Friends. Oh my God, amazing show. I still watch it. And How I Met Your Mother, Gossip Girl. So I started with these shows. And let me be very honest with you. I didn't understand a thing at first, nothing at all, not a single word, not a single sub sentence I was able to understand. I used subtitles to understand, a little bit from those shows. But I couldn't keep up, it was really difficult for me to catch up with that fast paced English speaking. But as I was really interested, I got interested on those shows. I kept on watching. I still do. And yes, it definitely helped me improve my English listening skills. I was able to interpret English language well with the help of these shows as I was watching them daily. I have been watching them since 2010. See how many years I have dedicated. And when it came to speaking, it was still terrible. I was, sucking at it. That So whenever I had to say in one sentence in English, I always, rushed. I spoke that one sentence like there is a car that is waiting for me outside, and I need to complete that sentence very fast. Swiftly I have to complete that sentence, and I need to rush back to the car and go away. That's the kind of pace I had with English sentence. I wanted to rush things with it. My hands always shook whenever I had to use English sentence. My words, they fumbled. My face turned pale. I was scared to my soul. I was scared, literally. I think you can totally relate with that. And then after college, I had to appear for the IELTS test. So I decided that let's go abroad or something like that. So I just decided that let's give the IELTS test, that is for English. And with zero preparation, I didn't prepare for it at all. I took the test and somehow managed to score 8.5 bands. Good score, right? Good scores. But guess what? Which module I scored the lowest in? That was speaking. I just scored bands in speaking, 7 bands. I scored 9 in most of the other modules, but when it came to speaking, I was horrible. I was terrible, and I couldn't believe that I got 7 even because that was not what I was expecting. I was expecting 5.5, 6, but still, I got 7. And because my speaking was really terrible at that time as well, it was horrible. So my real speaking journey actually started when I began hiring for US companies. Get that idea? When I actually started having real conversations in English with native speakers, that's when my English started getting better. And I couldn't even explain you, I can't even explain you right now that what kind of giant butterflies I felt in my stomach during those calls with people from the US. I couldn't even explain you that. Life changed for me when just a year later, just after a year, I was given the responsibility of running a school in Pathankot. The school is situated in a suburban area. It's a countryside kind of place. And what I was expected to do was I was expected to be on stage, inspire and educate both students and teachers. I had to lead them because somehow, my husband owns the school. So I had to, you know, be the leader. And I was very young. I was 24. Boy, oh my God, was I scared? To my core, I was scared. Every time I stepped on stage, my heart pounded. It started beating really, really fast. Every time I had to speak on stage, my hands were shaking, my legs were shaking. I was fumbling on the stage. That happened to me. Yes. But let me tell you that I was the kind of person, I don't know how it happened to me. I never took a step back because I have seen those people in front of me, the students, the teachers, those who were looking up to me to be the role model. So I didn't had that opportunity or the chance or the choice, you can say, to step back. I had to step forward. I had to be on stage. So every time I stepped foot on stage, spoke about anything, my confidence boosted. So instead of stepping back, I always took the step forward. That's what changed for me. That's how I gained the confidence to speak in English anywhere, anytime I have to with anyone. And that's how I started to believe that I can also speak English confidently, that I don't need to be perfect or, perfect with English. I can say if I have to speak confidently in English, I don't need to do that. I have to just do it anyway. I have to start. I have to start speaking in real conversations, in real time, with real people, in front of real people. And don't get fooled, please. Don't think that it happened overnight for me. No, it happened over 4 years. Then I really wanted that students in my school should speak in English. I really wanted that because that's what will make their careers flourish in the future. That's the demand right now. You can see that. But guess what? Teachers in my school were not speaking in English. Similar to my school. In our school as well, as it is situated in suburban area. So teachers were not speaking in English. So, how can students speak in English if their teachers are not speaking in English? So, I had two choices at that time. Either I can just let the cycle repeat itself and let it be, or I had to step up and take some action so that our students can actually speak in English. They could get the environment where they can speak or learn to speak in English. That's when I decided that I need to step up and break this cycle. I researched for 2 years. I took inspiration from my own life, that how I gathered the courage to speak English confidently. I studied different people who faced the same struggle. You know, people like Priyanka Chopra, people like Narendra Modi, people like Virat Kohli, people like APJ Abdul Kalam. So I studied them, how they have achieved this kind of fluency while, having English as a second language. Then I tested and trialed many methods. I tested what works and what doesn't work. I tested what gives you better results and what gives you no results at all. What stops you from becoming a fluent English speaker or a confident English speaker. That's what I did for 2 years. And after several trials, I can't even explain to you, I created the fearless fluency formula, a formula that is effective enough to break free from learning English like a subject and start speaking it confidently. This is the most effective formula that you can ever find. And it is based on just one simple idea, that is to live the language. Because the truth is, if you're not able to live any language, you'll never feel confident speaking it. Very true, right? So now you need to make a choice. Right now, right here, make a choice with me that do you want to stay stuck in a cycle? Do you want to spend years cramming grammar rules, memorizing vocabulary, and translating in your head? Do you want to do that? Do you want to avoid speaking because you are afraid of making mistakes? Do you want to do that? Ask yourself. Do you want to keep waiting for the perfect time to start speaking? Ask yourself this. Do you want that the result for your time and efforts is that years will pass, that you'll be wasting your time in English cramming and all of that, but your confidence will always remain zero? Do you want that for yourself? Or you expect this? Do you want to break free and speak fearlessly? Do you want to start speaking from day one only, even if it's messy? Do you want to train your mind to think directly in English instead of translating? See how liberating it will be if you don't have to translate or think about the grammar rules in your head. Do you want to make mistakes boldly, confidently? Do you want to love making mistakes and learn from them? Yes. And if you want this kind of result, that in just few weeks, you will start speaking English confidently and fluently. So the choice is yours, whatever. The second option is for you if you want to try the fearless fluency formula. That's how you can do it. So by now, I think you have decided that which option, what kind of result you want, you know. So let me tell you one other thing about English skills. You should know that English skills have life changing impact and are seen as the key to unlocking higher pay, wider job opportunities, and better friendships. It is published by Pearson, one of the most reputed, blogs. You can get inspired from Jack Ma. If you don't know him, he is a Chinese entrepreneur. You can search it on him on about him on internet, and you'll see that he has achieved a lot in his life just by trying to speak in English. He's a Chinese entrepreneur, and when he was a child, English was not even taught as a subject in China. So what he did, basically, he learned English by giving free tours to tourists in China. He got rejected from multiple jobs, including KFC as well. But he built Alibaba. He's a co-founder of Alibaba, a global giant, just because he could speak in English. He has, even mentioned this thing in his many interviews, that everything he has achieved in his life is due to his English skills and global mindset. Okay. And global mindset comes after you can speak in English. You should know that, because English is a global language. You can get inspired from Priyanka Chopra as well. I am sure you must know about her and how she has nailed the confidence in both Hollywood and Bollywood. She has become a UNICEF ambassador, and she's a global entrepreneur now. Because of her amazing English communication skills, she managed to bag the lead role in American TV series Quantico. And you can get inspired from her in a way that English is also a second language for her as well. It's not her first language, but if she can do it, so can you. You can take inspiration from Narendra Modi. Okay. He is very comfortable with his own accent and pronunciation when he speaks in English. And that is what is making him confident. Okay. He's very confident whenever he speaks. You can take example of APJ Abdul Kalam. He's also, I think, one of the most confident person I have ever seen. And you can see that he uses his own accent, uses his own pronunciation, and is still comfortable with it, and is still confident about it whenever he's speaking in English. He doesn't care about the little mistakes he makes here and there. Never. Virat Kohli, he is a legendary cricketer, and you can see from his interviews that how he has explored his whole journey and how he has managed to gain this kind of English communication skills, with practice, with real time practice, real conversations. So this is the kind of confidence you are going to get, if you get it through the fearless fluency formula. Now let's take you through the steps which is going to make that happen for you. It's the time. So the step number 1 is you should know your why. That what's the reason you are here? Why do you want to speak English confidently? In order to know that, you have to answer these 10 questions mindfully. Take your time out. The number one question you need to answer is, what will change in your life if you become fluent in English? Number 2 is, what opportunities are you missing out on because of weak English skills? Take your time answering this. How would you feel if you could express yourself in English without hesitation? Think hard about it, because this is your why you are learning English. Who in your life would be the most proud if you became fluent? What's the biggest fear stopping you from speaking confidently? If you never improve your English, how will it affect your future? Think hard about it. What's one dream that speaking English fluently will help you achieve? If you could speak English effortlessly, how would you use it to inspire or help others? What's the most embarrassing moment you have had because of your English? Think about it. Recall that. How would fluency change that experience for you? And imagine your future self fluent in English. How do they act? How do they speak? How do they live differently from today? These are the 10 questions you need to answer. Take your time, take 30 minutes and answer these questions mindfully so that you can get to know what is the root reason you want to speak English confidently in your life. Okay. And after you are done answering them, now is the time to choose the method that you want to learn English speaking with. You have two options. Number 1 is old traditional methods. That means learning grammar rules, translations, and cramming vocabulary and phrases. This is the first option. But let me give you the reality check. These methods are the reasons why you can't speak in English fluently yet. Think about it. You have been learning English since nursery class using these old traditional methods, and still you are not able to speak English fluently. My God, there must be some huge problem with them, right? So basically, English is a language and it's not a subject. And technically, it should be learned to speak without any rules and guidelines like you learnt your native language. This is how it is supposed to be learned. The problem with grammar cramming, the problem with learning vocabulary words, cramming vocabulary words, and doing translations in your head is that it makes you more nervous and makes you panic in real conversation. Let me explain you in detail. So, what happens when you are talking to somebody in English and you have to answer them in English? So, if at the back of your mind you are thinking about which grammar rule to apply in this sentence, or if you are thinking about which advanced vocabulary word you have to apply or use here, or you're translating in your head from your native language if you're using Hindi and then you're translating it in English, so it's going to take time to do that, obviously. So instead of having the connection with the other person, you will be in your mind because you have to think about these things, which you have crammed. You have to recall yourself. So it will make other people wait for your answer for a longer time. You will take long, long pauses and you will get nervous. You will get panicked that, oh my God, the other person is waiting for my answer and I don't have anything to say. What should I do? And at the end of the day, you get blank in conversations. You get blank because you are trying to recall the crammed grammar rules, the passive vocabulary, and the translations, the kind of thing. Now you know why these methods don't work. The second option you have is to follow the fearless fluency formula. Okay. And this is how you can speak English confidently. Because in this, we have 4 steps that should be followed in the same way, in this, pattern only. You have to follow it in this order only. Don't miss any step. And you got to follow each and every step with the same order. Number 1 step is mindset shift. You can't skip this. You can't start learning English speaking without the mindset shift. It's not possible. I've tested and trialed everywhere. It is not possible. I'll tell you why. I'll explain it to you in detail in few minutes. Second step you need to follow is SMART goals and reward setting. Third step you need to follow is daily practice and active communication. Active communication, daily practice, active communication. And then you have to do reflection. These are the 4 things that you need to do. These are the 4 steps. That is a part of fearless fluency formula. And if you, implement them in this order only, there is nobody in the entire world that can stop you from speaking English confidently from day one. I promise you that. Take my word for it. Because the result you are going to get, you will start thinking in English directly and you will speak confidently without overthinking and you will stay motivated. You will not lose the motivation in between. You will stay motivated, complete your goal of your fluency. Okay. So now let's talk about why number 1 step, that is mindset shift, is important. Because the thing is, this step is to be followed no matter how good, how bad, how average you are at speaking English. No matter what your level is right now, current level, you need to make this mindset shift if you want to become better at speaking English. You got to do that. So imagine this with me right now. You got to imagine this. So it's more like if you have a Maruti car and there is a barricade in front of you, okay? And you are thinking in your head that maybe if I had Lamborghini instead of Maruti car, I would have crossed that barricade. This is what you're thinking in your head. It's like that. Let me explain to you. You must be confused. But the truth is, neither Maruti nor Lamborghini can move forward until and unless that barricade is removed. Isn't that true? You'll be going against the laws, right? If you will just hit the barricade and go past it. The same is the case with English speaking. You may be knowing better vocabulary words and cramming grammar rules that, oh, it's going to make me a better speaker in English. But, you know, it's not going to happen that way. You may be thinking that if I learn big fancy words, if I cram grammar rules, it's going to make me a better speaker. No, no, no. It's not going to happen that way because the basic things, you already know enough English. You have been studying it since nursery class. The fact is that it doesn't matter if you know basic words or advanced words, if you have perfect English or not, if your mindset isn't letting you speak confidently, it's never going to happen for you. If mindset is the problem, nothing will work. So you got to work on that first. And if at the time when you are given the opportunity to speak, you're questioning your abilities, okay? Even if your most perfect, polished words won't come out, okay, it will sound underconfident and unconvincing if your mindset is not right, if your mindset is not, you know, growth mindset about English learning or English speaking. That's why mindset shift is the first step you need to take if you want to become a fluent English speaker. Next, I pity you if you have a goal that looks something like this. Literally. If you say this all the time that, oh, I want to speak English fluently. If you have this goal, I pity you. I feel bad for you because it's never going to happen if you'll keep this as a goal, this one sentence as a goal. And the reason behind is that this goal is vague. It is not something specific. It is vague. You don't know what it is. It's just something, I want to speak English fluently. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. It's vague. It can't be measured. How can you say, oh, I am 2 kg more fluent than yesterday? How can you say that? It can't be measured this way. It seems unachievable in real time. You think that, oh, it's something that I can have in far, far, far away future. That's why it seems unachievable in real time. And it lacks any motivation. There is no motivation behind it so that you can work on it dedicatedly. That's why this goal will take you nowhere. And that's where, goal setting and reward system comes into picture. So as a result, if you have this goal, you are not working on this goal consistently and you are fooling yourself with excuses. Number one is lack of time. You must be telling yourself, oh, I don't have time, bro. I'm very busy. I'm occupied with other things, this and that. So you're fooling yourself with excuses that this is why I'm not working on my goal. If you have this goal, otherwise, if you have better goals, you would be working on it. Even if you have lack of time, you'll manage it. I'll promise you. Next is if you give yourself an excuse that, oh, I can't do it because I fear making mistakes, people are going to judge me or something like that. Next reason you must be giving yourself to not follow this goal or to work upon this goal is boredom, that you are bored of learning English. These are the three excuses you must be giving to yourself right now if you are not working on your goal of learning to speak fluent English. And that's why you are still not fluent in English, even though if you have been studying English since nursery class. And I'm sure you must have tried some courses and classes as well that ultimately ended leaving you with no visible results. I'm sure it must have happened to you by now. The only way out to solve this problem is to set smart goals and reward systems around them so that you are consistent with working on making your goals a reality. This is the way out only. Otherwise, you will get stuck in that horrendous cycle. Okay? So that is why second step is important. Now coming to the third step. Okay, let's talk about the path you have taken daily versus the path you have taken once in a blue moon. So think about the path you take daily, the street you go to daily. So it can be, maybe from your house to your workplace, maybe from your house to your kids' school, or maybe from your house to your grocery store, anywhere. You can think of any path that you go on daily. And if I ask you that, do you think while you go on that path, do you have to remind your brain consciously about which turn to take now? Do you remind your brain consciously on that path? No, right? It just happens naturally and effortlessly. And now, think about the path you take just once a year. What about the path who don't go, you don't go on that frequently? You don't have to, you know, I think you must have to think twice before taking that turn. And it's the same with language speaking. The language you are speaking daily is accepted by your subconscious mind. And you don't even have to think before you speak it. But English, you are not speaking it daily. Or I must say that frequently. That's why you have to think before you speak. That's why it is happening to you. And the only key to speak English effortlessly is practicing daily. You have to take this path daily so that you don't even have to think about speaking it. And let me be very honest with you. There is no other magical formula or course anywhere on the entire planet that can do it for you. That's it. Practice is what will make you a good English speaker. Daily practice is what will make you start thinking in English directly. And now go and ask ChatGPT which method works best if I want to learn English speaking skills. I guarantee it will answer active communication on the top. Because playing in the field, speaking in real conversations is what will give you the confidence. Every word, every sentence that you will speak in English during real conversations, that will take you closer to your dream of speaking English confidently. I promise you that. Never get pushed by the idea of being, imperfect in the beginning, because you have a dream to achieve. You should know that. You have to achieve something in your life. So don't get pushed back by the idea that I'm making mistakes. Remember that why you started this, you have started to learn to speak English. Why do you want to achieve this goal? The why that we have talked about in the step one. Remind yourself about that every time when you are, when you are walking on the eggshells and when you are at the point where you are going to give up on it. Or maybe when you find yourself not trying things at all. Please remind yourself about that why, particular why. So now, all these three steps are crucial, are very important if you want to learn speaking English the right way. Now you know that, right? So number one step you need to take is mindset shift. Second is smart goals and reward setting. Next is daily practice and active communication. This is a key to effortless English. This is the smart way. You gotta forget cramming grammar rules and translations. The only secret to speak English confidently is this simple 3-step process, that is shift your mindset so that whatever your current level is, you can start speaking English even if you are imperfect. You got to set smart goals and reward yourself along the way. You got to do that, and you have to commit to daily practice and active communication. This is what you need to do. That is how you can speak English the right way. And now, what I'm going to tell you can make you turn off this video. I know you may think, oh, there she is selling us this course or something. Honestly, I don't care if you learn from me or not, because at the end of the day, I'm only serving my purpose to help people with my best abilities and experiences. And yes, I can totally do it by delivering the value and guidance for free, but I won't do that. I won't deliver the value and guidance for free, because the human nature is it doesn't value something or commit to something when it's given free. But wait, before you jump to another video that, oh, this is over, stay with me because I have pretty valuable information and yes, free resources as well that, you won't get anywhere else. I promise you, you won't get those resources anywhere else. So the three important steps that we talked about is what I cover in my short program, Overcome the Fear of Speaking English. This is my short program. And in this, I'll help you with 3 steps of our fearless fluency formula. First of all, I'll help you unlock your potential so that you can start believing on your capabilities, And next, we will customize your English journey according to your lifestyle needs and requirements. And number third, we will boost your confidence through practice by making you daily practice and actively communicate. That's how this program can work for you. With the help of this program, you will speak with confidence, you will forget the fear of imperfection, and you will get to unlock your true potential and start speaking English like a pro, even if you are a beginner. I promise you that. So this program will help you transform your mindset, set personalized goals, and boost your confidence. And I must tell you, this is a do it yourself program where I'll guide you with the right methods. You will be the one who will be implementing them, whatever you will be learning during our sessions. Yes, you have to implement that yourself. And this program will suit you best if you are a dedicated learner, number one. If you feel stuck in speaking English, number two. If you are struggling with consistency, motivation, and goal clarity in your English learning journey, if you have a fear of making mistakes while speaking, and if you panic or get nervous while speaking English, this course is a right fit for you. And I've also created a guide ebook for you, specifically for you, if you want to practice English speaking daily using active communication. That means you want to do real conversation. Then this book is a perfect fit for you. This ebook has helped hundreds of English speakers already break free from the old traditional methods and helped them being consistent with practicing English. So this is the ebook, and I've added 50 different ways to practice English in it, and it only takes 10 minutes to complete one hack. What you need to do is just follow the steps mentioned in the ebook and watch your confidence grow with each hack. I've also given daily dose of motivation for you to stick to the practice. So it's gonna, feel like I'm there with you, guiding you with each step. It's gonna feel like that I'm there with you. And there is a bonus that I have added the links to all the free websites and apps that you can use to follow those steps. And I'm telling you right now, those apps and websites are way more cool and helpful than you already know. The apps you already know, the websites you already know, they are way more cool. You'd be a fool to miss out on using those apps and websites, I must tell you. You can also take a glimpse of first few pages of the ebook to get the taste of it before buying it. And but I assure you, it is worth your time, efforts, and investment. I'll be adding the link of it down here somewhere. So please go find that. And it's time we talk about the last step. It's the time that is reflection. If you're learning any skill and you make a mistake once or twice while learning it, it is a good sign. It is counted as a good sign. Why I say that? Because now you know what you need to work upon, and after you will work upon it, it won't happen anymore. And then you'll improve in that particular skill eventually. It's going to happen for you. But what if you're learning a skill, but you're not taking time and putting some efforts to point out the mistakes you're making and improving them? And you're making the same mistake again and again, again and again. This shows you are not ready to improve this skill seriously. This shows that. That's where reflection comes into picture. And it can be done two ways. Number one is self reflection, which means you will observe yourself consciously every time you'll practice, or you'll record yourself and reflect on the areas that can be improved. This works fine as well. Number two, feedback from others, mentor, guide, coach. This is where I come into picture. So I won't call myself a teacher or a mentor or a coach. Basically, I'm a guide. I can guide you with the right methods so that you can actually achieve your goal of speaking English confidently. That's what I can do for you. I promise you. I'm very confident about that. So I have an offer for you as a guide that, I'll be your guide and I'll do the practice with you. This is a do it with me program in which you take practice sessions with me. The earlier short program was a do it yourself. I was guiding you, but I was not doing the practice with you. But over here, I'll be doing the practice with you, and I'll provide well equipped sessions to you, customized according to your needs and requirements, and we are going to practice them together. So, this is all, what you're going to get in those sessions. You'll be given personalized feedback from my side, and we'll work together on your skills to make you speak impromptu, so that you can speak anywhere, anytime, with anyone, on any topic you're given suddenly, and so that you can speak confidently in English, so that we can make you use and not learn phrases that shows you not only speak English but live it. You are living English, and we can work on your pronunciation together, so that as a result, you can start thinking in English directly, so that you can start, getting, you can stop getting stuck mid sentences. This is what's going to happen for you after having those sessions with me. And this isn't a sales video or something, please. This is a value packed video for you to work on your communication skills. This is a wake up call for you to ditch the wrong, pardon me, not exactly the wrong, but yes, least effective ways or methods, definitely, and start working on your language with the right formula, that so that you can actually achieve real results. And you can do it. I'm confident you can do it. I have added the links to download the free resources that can help you practice English speaking. There are movie recommendations, apps recommendations, podcast recommendations that you can try. I've also added tongue twisters PDF for you to bring clarity in your speech. So you can find them here. If you have this document with you, you can download it directly from here only. But if you're watching the video version, then I think the links must be down here somewhere. You can find them. Okay. And if you want to come join me in my sessions or take my guidance through my ebook, I have added those links as well in the description or somewhere near this video. I'm sure you'll be able to find them because, as I'm writing or recording this video, I've not quite yet this decided that where I'm going to put them. For now, I'm adding the link down here as well. You can see that if you have the document, you can directly, fill this form, or if you're watching the video, you'll find it in the description somewhere. In case you are not able to find them, do comment or send me a message. I'll definitely help you with that. And if you liked what I just shared with you and you plan to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is by the name Fluent Factory by Sania. Over here, you can, if you have a document, you can directly click on it as well. Or you can join my community on School, that is Fluent Mindsets. This is the place where you can become a confident English communicator by training your mindset with our fearless fluency formula. So go join this community. We have great people over there. And or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have pretty valuable videos for you where you can learn about English communication skills. And yeah, that's it from me for today. So I look forward to see you on the other side. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. And I'm sure it has proved very beneficial for you. So now go and start your